A political first here at Queen's Park today. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau came to pay a visit to Ontario's new Premier, Doug Ford. It was all smiles for the cameras when they were together, but there was a lot more going on behind the scenes. I'm Cynthia Mulligan at Queen's Park. Justin Trudeau said he came here today to foster a collegial relationship with Doug Ford. However, it seemed anything but collegial. Just before the Prime Minister arrived, Ford's spokesperson put out a release accusing the feds of making a mess of the situation with illegal asylum seekers. The release reads in part, the federal government encouraged illegal border crossers to come into our country, and the federal government continues to usher people across the U.S.-Quebec border into Ontario. This has resulted in a housing crisis. The statement goes on to demand the feds pay 100% of the cost for illegal asylum seekers. But listen to what Justin Trudeau had to say in response shortly after his meeting with Doug Ford. He gives his own shot back at the Premier, saying he had to explain the situation to him.
It didn't seem to me that the Premier was quite as aware of our international obligations to the UN Convention on Refugees as he might have been. So I spent a little time explaining how the asylum-seeking system works and how our system is supposed to operate, but at the same time, I agreed that it would be good for our officials to sit down and get clarity on how we can actually work together to ensure that we are holding true to our values, but making sure that our immigration and refugee system is being applied in its integrity.
Now, Doug Ford is going to be a whole lot tougher for the Prime Minister to deal with than his predecessor, Kathleen Wynne. It begs the question, how are the two of them going to get along? You enjoyed a friendly relationship with Kathleen Wynne. Now you are dealing with a Premier of Canada's largest province that you have completely different ideological values. How are you really going to work together? I know you came here to be collaborative, but quite frankly, it doesn't seem like your relationship is getting off to a good start.
On the contrary, we had an excellent conversation about how we're focusing on standing united on the NAFTA front. This is something that obviously is of concern to Ontarians, indeed all Canadians. And on this most important file that we're living through this summer, we are very much aligned. And we talked at length about that. We're also aligned on the issue of increasing competitivity and continuing to invest in the middle class and those working hard to join it, invest in our small businesses. We're pleased that we're lowering taxes for small businesses. These are things that we look forward to working together on. There will be areas of disagreement, but I think I've demonstrated across the country, regardless of the political stripes of the various premiers, we can work constructively and collaboratively together, and that's exactly what I intend to do.